David Leslie in the Acuria Cost C2 car there, second on the grid to Kenny Allen, who's leading the grid in his Vision car. John Fido in third position, Jim McGaughey in fourth as they wait for the light. There's David Leslie, and they're away for the Sports Clubman race. Everyone's safely away, and it's Kenny Allen in the Vision, leading David Leslie, car 78, leading John Fido, car 24. Jim McGaughey in the Grange as they all head towards South Stand, and Kenny Allen pulling out a rather remarkable lead here. We really thought David Leslie in the Acost C2 car would make a good race of it, but certainly round hairpin, Kenny Allen showing that his car has got what it takes, followed by John Fido and Jim McGaughey in fourth place. Round left-hander for the first time. Look at the lead he's pulling away there. And we've got a problem. John Fido, car 24, is out. We don't know what the problem is, but he had his hand up. So that's not going to make it much of a race for Kenny Allen now. But we'll see what David Leslie does in the Acost C2 car. So the order so far as they go into the second lap. Kenny Allen in the Vision, David Leslie, car 78 in the Acost C2, and Jim McGaughey, car 49 in the Grange in third place. That's some considerable lead with just a lap and a half gone. Kenny Allen in the Vision round the hairpin now. Earlier today we had a chance to have a chat to second place man there, David Leslie in the Acost C2 car, and he told us how it was to drive round Ingleston Circuit.
Ingleston Circuit's one of the tightest in the country. On a flying lap, you come past the start and finish line at the arena, just changing into top gear. From there, you go round a slight right-hander, round the McRobert Pavilion, going into the S's. Going into the S's, a slight lift and then straight down with the throttle again. Through the S's, flat out in top gear. Coming out of there, we've got to brake very, very hard and down into third gear to turn sharp right around the caravan corner. We come then to the hairpin, which is a really first gear tight hairpin. At that point, we're down to something like 20, so we've got to scrub off 100 miles an hour. Coming out of there, it's a quick change into second, not to get too much wheel spin. From there, we can hold second, going up to the left-hand bend. Round the left-hander in second, quickly into third. At that point, we've got a very short straight before we go round the corner called Clock. We pop it into third and then very quickly fourth, round Clock in fourth, back down into third gear before we start to come round arena again.
Well, there you are, David Leslie in second place. That's his words earlier on before this particular race. At the moment, Kenny Allen is leading David Leslie, and in third place, Jim McGaughey. So that's round hairpin. Lap 4 we are in this Sports Clubman race. The sports cars, of course, tend to leave the Clubman a little bit in their wake. The tricky left-hander. A little twitch there from David Leslie. But as they get ready to start their fifth lap, it can really only be tail-enders that's going to upset this order so far. David Leslie not making much impression at all on Kenny Allen's brand new Vision. This car was built for hill climbing, wasn't built for racing at all. He's had some suspension problems with it, and he's been rebuilding it, in fact, last night up to about 11 o'clock, but he seems to have it well sorted now. He's already won this year's Hill Climb Championship with several rounds still to go. A very, very experienced competitor. A wily old fox is Kenny Allen, and on this fifth lap, round left-hander. He's already catching the back markers there. Yes, two of them waving him past, but it certainly could be interesting to the outcome of this race, because David Leslie could be held up, Kenny Allen could be held up, Jim McGaughey could sneak through. And there you see just that, David Leslie coming past arena. As he described, a neat line through the S's there, almost flat. Car 31 then, leading the Sports Clubman race. Kenny Allen goes down the back straight, touching some 110, 115 miles an hour, and then braking heavily for the hairpin. So David Leslie, with this superior power advantage in the Acost C2, not making much impression on Kenny Allen. The Vision with 280 horsepower in this car, and some 380, 400 in the Acost C2. But the Vision is that much lighter, makes all the difference, the power to weight ratio. Coming round arena then, car 31, Kenny Allen in the Lowland Tires Vision in the lead from David Leslie. In third place, Jim McGaughey. we pick up the leader as he rounds Caravan Corner and aims for South Stand. It's called South Stand. There isn't in fact a stand there anymore, but many years ago there was. And then it's straightening the car up and blasting down the straight. Jim McGaughey there, just going through the picture. That's the Grange, the first time out this year for that car as well, incidentally. Very, very smart car. 4th Electrical Services Grange in its red and white livery. David Leslie then, aiming for Arena. Kenny Allen, car 31, the leader, on to lap 8 of this 12-lap Sports Clubman race. David Leslie not making much impression. The back markers haven't held up Kenny Allen too much. But there are some more to go. The slower Clubman's cars to be picked off. You can see when he passes one or two of them, the speed difference, the differential between them and this Vision car. Round the hairpin, Kenny Allen on lap 8. And there he goes, picking off some more people. Heading down towards Arena and getting ready for his 9th lap. 3 to go. Up through the S's, picking off more back markers all the way. David Leslie hasn't been hampered by them in any way. He's being held back now, though. Look at the suspension geometry on this car when he brakes heavily for hairpin. You'll see the wheels there, look at that. It looks to me very much as if Kenny Allen has set up this car for this particular circuit. Only one left-hander in it. This is it. He's going around it now. The rest of them all right-hand corners. So he could well have made some special modifications to that last night during his late-night preparations. Coming on to the 10th lap now. Race leader, Kenny Allen, car 31 in the Vision. 3rd place, David Leslie in 2nd place, I should say. 3rd place, Jim McGaughey in the Grange, car 49. Some more back markers we've picked up. That's Gus Young in the Vision there. He's just overtaking him, coming down the back straight. The same car, in fact. It's a 1986 Vision. But obviously, the 280 horsepower of Kenny Allen's engine just giving it that little bit extra. Look at that go. Round left-hander, down towards Arena. The second last time, David Leslie making some inroads there. He seems to be catching up. He's not having as much trouble with back markers as Kenny Allen was. Car 38, Alan Johns, one of the Clubman's cars, a Mallock there. And I'm sure he's well aware that Kenny Allen is right glued on his tail. Up to Caravan, he's still being balked slightly there. But he's through safely now. South Stand for Kenny Allen, David Leslie in the Ecos, 2nd place, and Jim McGaughey in the Grange, also not having much bother with back markers. So it just shows the healthy respect some of these clubmen will give the bigger and faster cars. Kenny Allen, car 31, round left-hander. David Leslie, 78 in the Ecos C2 car, 3.3 litres of DFB power, not enough to catch Kenny Allen. As he comes round for the last time, one more lap to go and that's it. But I don't think Kenny Allen in the Vision can be caught this time. The 12th and final lap of this Sports Clubman race. Round Caravan Corner. Round South Stand. David Leslie making some inroads there. He certainly seems to have picked up a little bit. We've just heard, incidentally, that Kenny Allen has broken the class lap record during this race. He's lapped at 81.67 miles an hour. That's 45.4 seconds. So what a fabulous debut for this Vision car. Here he comes, heading in towards the grid, towards the start-finish line. Kenny Allen takes the check.